Hi, welcome. I am Naveen, a student of MSRIT. In this video, I am demonstrating about the JBoss application server, how a JBoss will be used in servlet application, etc. Assuming that the viewer has a knowledge of a servlet information, I am starting the working of how the servlet will be used while running the JBoss, etc. Okay, as I already told you about the JBoss application server, now we'll show a simple program of an HTML page that contains a text box. When we submit it, how the JBoss server gets the information using the servlet. So initially we need to go to File, then New, then Dynamic Web Project. Dynamic Web Project. There we need to select the target runtime such as Wildfly. Wildfly is a recent version of the JBoss server. It has been renamed. It is a free and open source software which has been developed by Red Hat, and you need to select the dynamic web module version as 3.1, and after that we need to select the configuration. The configuration will be by default. When you select the runtime, the default configuration of the wildlife will be selected. You need to select the default configuration, select that, and after that we need to give the project name. Give the project name as you wish. What else you need? Hello. Next, and then you need to click next and finish. Now click on that hello. There you need to go to a new, select a new option and select a create a servlet there. Name the class name. It's a different package. If you want a servlet to be in a different package, then you can name it in the Java package name. Otherwise you can name it in a class name. Give a class name such as Java servlet, etc. Next, click on next, and after that if you want to give any description about your project, then you can give. Otherwise click on the next and then finish. The next your servlet program will be created. In this servlet program you will be having two methods, that is a doGet method and do post method. The doGet method gets the information from the HTML page if your form contains the method as get. Now you need to go to new. Hello. In that project you need to go to new and then create an HTML file there. You, give the file name as p1.html. Next, and then finish. Now the HTML template will be loaded. In HTML file, create a simple text box which where it gets the information. Input type by giving a name as text box. And its name is a text box, and the ID for the text box will be compulsory, since we need to access it through get parameter object. So ID is equals to the ID value, or you can also give a name attribute t1 text box 1, and the name is equals to name itself. An attribute with name is equals to name itself. Now in the form, the action method contains the name of the servlet class. In the form, the attribute should be action and the name should be the class of the servlet, that is Java serve. And method is equals to get or post method, whichever it's necessary, you can give that. And And another input button, that is submit button. Since we have a text box value, we need to get the text box value in the servlet program. We need an input type that is named as submit. Once the submit button is pressed, it will go to the servlet button. In the Now the HTML form will be created. Now we need to save this information and go to java save.java file. In this file we have a do get method. In the do get method we need to post the code such that it retrieves the value from the HTML page and starts displaying on the server. And we need to write the code for that. Since we have a code for that, we paste it over here. Here in our program, here the response is an object of the HTTP servlet response code, which is passed in the method, and a print writer is an now we have a code for the servlet which gets the value of the text box that is contained in a P1 using the get parameter method. The T1 is the ID of the text box that is being in the p1.html file. Now print writer method, this error we need to import the print writer method from the Java. By importing a Java io.printliter, we can delete that exception. Now we need to make the servlet program as becoming error free. Now the main part is setting up the server. Since there are no servers available in the panel, we need to set up a new server, that is Wildfly 8.0. How to set up a server? Click on this link. Now select Wildfly 8.0x. The server's host name will be a local host and the name of the server will be Wildfly. Next, the server will be a local. Since the server can be either a local server or a remote server, here I am selecting a local server, and the server will, if the server needs to be managed externally, then we need to select this option. Otherwise we can go to next. And after that, since our project hello needs to be run on the server, we need to select this project and add this to the configuration of the server and then finish the project. Now the server is still not yet running. Since we need to run the server, we need to right click on it and after that start. Now the server will start synchronizing and run the and the server will be ready to run the project. Now this hello project should be configured in such a way that it should run on the server, and we need to select the Wildfly server in this option and after that finish. Now the server will be configured. Now open the web browser. In this web browser we need to type the URL http localhost http localhost 8080, which is a port address, then
Hi, I'm Mark Sanjayas from MS Ramaya College. I'm going to demonstrate about Enterprise Java Beans using JBoss. Enterprise Java Beans is a component of J2EE architecture that primarily provides business logic to J2EE applications and interaction to server-side J2EE. It is basically written in Java programming language I am going to demonstrate a sample program business logic for Hello World using stateless session beans. To create a enterprise Java bean program, first go to File, New, and EJB project. Give a project name. Next, select the target runtime environment. In that Wi-Fi runtime, and EJB module version. It's the latest version you can have. Then click next, and click next. Finish. Okay. Now, to create session beans and session interface, go right click on EJB module, then you click select new session beans, EJB 3.x. Now give a Java package name as my new dot business logic. Next class name, say hello world bean. Select the state type as stateless. Check the remote business interface and enter a name as my new business hello world. Then click finish. Now coding, click finish. Coding beans and interface. Open new bean interface and type the code you want. Usually the art remote file will be located under my new business logic which you already created. Open the file. In that you have to write the code. We are just creating a new function, the public string say hello, the function name as. Next, open bean and type following. Now in stateless, we are demonstrating in a stateless method. So in hello world bean, under the stateless, write a definition of the program. Public string say hello. Return hello world. Now stateless session bean has been created. The next step is to deploy the bean on the server. Deploying the project, you have to give a right click on EJB project module, right click, run as, run on server. Click OK. Then click now on under the servers, select Wi-Fi 8.x. Click next. Click next. Then select the hello world bean, add it to your configurations, then click finish. Now the server has been loaded. Now right click, start server. Now Wildfly is been start running. Now creating JNDI initial contents. Right click on EJB module, new class. Enter the package name as mynew.client utility. Enter the class name as client utility and click on finish. Uh, Now you can type your code here. As I already have my code, I'll just paste it. Save the file. Each time you create a package, you have to import it to the main class. Now we are going to create a client class. Right click on EJB module, new class. Enter the package name mynew.client. Enter the class name as EJB application client. Next click on finish. Now I already have a program. I'm going to copy paste it. The program has been pasted. Now click on run as run configuration. Click on Java applications, then EJB application client. Program has been running.